Tonight, listeners, I have a story that will make you question every neighbor you think you know. In a quiet apartment building across the hall from an elderly woman named Wilma Harriet, lived a young couple, Kayla and John. On the surface, they seemed perfect, but behind closed doors, chaos was brewing. Arguments, screaming matches, threats, and Miss Harriet, she had terrible eyesight. But she saw enough to know something was very wrong. One night, at the stroke of midnight, Miss Harriet heard screams she couldn't ignore. She called the police. When they arrived, John was dead. Kayla claimed self-defense and the court believed her. But here's the chilling twist. The man Miss Harriet had thought was John, the one returning home that evening. It wasn't him. It was Brad, Kayla's secret lover, disguised with a beard, orchestrating every staged fight, manipulating what Harriet could see, and controlling the narrative. And Miss Harriet, underestimated and overlooked, decided to take matters in her own hands. She baked one last cake, left it on their doorstep, and the rotten cheese inside served as her quiet, deadly justice. Sometimes, being underestimated is the deadliest weapon. Lara stared at all the comments in her live. That's it for tonight, guys. Stay safe, stay careful, and see you again in another episode. She put down her headphones. Another episode done. Lara is a true crime podcaster, an influencer technically. She ran a pretty successful channel online. She talked about missing people, strange cases, unsolved crimes. The kind of stories people listen to while driving or cleaning their apartments. She actually had a psychology degree, but having a degree didn't mean much in the real world. It meant choosing between being a barista, a waiter, working at Walmart, or trying to make something work online. Lara chose YouTube. She was pretty, she could talk, and people listened. That's how it started. She checked the time and stood up. Ever since she started podcasting, she was stuck in her room editing all day. So she made it a rule not to skip her workouts. She changed, tied up her hair, grabbed her keys, and headed out for her daily jog. When she opened her apartment door, she stopped. There were boxes stacked outside the apartment next to hers. New neighbor? Lara smiled. The last neighbors had 4 kids. Recording podcasts with screaming toddlers through the walls had been a nightmare. She stepped outside just as a nurse came down the hallway, pushing a wheelchair. Sitting in it was an elderly man. He wore black glasses and held a white cane in his lap. Oh, so he's blind. She nodded at the nurse. Hey. The nurse didn't smile. She looked tired and irritated. The man tilted his head. Who is that, Lisa? Oh, it's your neighbor. Would you like to say hello? Ronald turned toward Lara, smiling. Hi, I'm Ronald. Sorry if I'm in the way. I'm Lara. I live right next door. Nice to meet you, Lara. I just moved in, still trying to get used to everything. Before Lara could say anything else, Lisa stepped in. All right, Mr. Collins. My shift's over in an hour. Let's get you set up. I'm already late for class. She started pushing him inside without waiting. Lara jogged anyway. When she got back later, she saw Lisa rushing out, bag over her shoulder. Long day? You have no idea. Babysitting grown adults isn't what I signed up for. Lara stood there for a second, thinking the same thing over and over again. Wow, that was kind of mean. The next morning, Lara was recording when someone knocked on the door. She paused the audio and pulled her headphones off. When she opened the door, it was Ronald. He sat there in his wheelchair with his cane, head slightly tilted, like he wasn't sure he was facing the right direction. Hi, sorry, I hope I'm not bothering you. No, it's fine. I hate to ask, but do you have some sugar? I think I ran out. Or maybe I forgot where I put it. I forget things a lot since the accident. Lara felt awkward. Saying no felt wrong. Yeah, I do. You can come in. Thank you, really. She stepped inside and hurried to the kitchen. When she came back, though, the hallway was empty. Ronald? She walked farther in and stopped when she saw him standing in her bedroom doorway. Oh, sorry, I was looking for the bathroom. Am I close? No, it's down the hall. Of course. Sorry about that. He turned slowly and followed her voice. Why didn't he just go across the hall to his own bathroom? For the first time, she understood why Lisa always looked annoyed. But that wasn't the end of it. Forgetting things became normal for Ronald. Every few days, there was another knock. Hi, Lara. Sorry to bother you again. Do you have any batteries? Another day? I think I borrowed a charger before, or maybe I didn't. Then, this is embarrassing, but do you have any matches? Every time he apologized, every time Lara said yes, and every time he forgot he'd already borrowed the same thing. Lisa only came by once a week for about an hour. She cleaned quickly, rushed out, and barely spoke. It started to feel like Lara was the one actually looking after him. Then, one afternoon, Ronald came over again. Lara tried to grab what he asked for. And that's when she saw it. Ronald stood up. He took 2 steady steps. Then he sat back down in his wheelchair just as she turned around. She didn't say anything. Ronald smiled, holding out his hand, blind and helpless all over again. That night, Lara couldn't stop thinking about what she saw. Why would he fake walking? And if he could walk, could he see too? What was he doing in her bedroom? Had he been listening to her podcasts through the walls? Watching her edit, change, sleep? All this time, she thought he was blind. But what if he isn't? Had he been eyeballing her this whole time? Lara was deep into true crime. She'd covered cases where killers hid in plain sight, where neighbors trusted the wrong person, where women ignored their instincts and paid for it. So the next time Ronald came over, she didn't let him leave alone. Hey, I'm heading out anyway, I can walk you back. Oh, that's not necessary, I don't want to trouble you. It's fine, really. Inside his apartment, things felt off immediately. It smelled different, not like cleaning products, like cologne and alcohol. While Ronald fumbled near the couch, Lara drifted down the hall. She didn't plan to snoop, but she did. In his bedroom, her stomach dropped. Women's clothing, intimate things, folded, hidden. Lara thought, wait a minute, is that mine? Nope. She rushed out without saying goodbye. A few nights later, Lara heard a woman's voice coming from Ronald's apartment. Lisa wasn't scheduled. Lara tried to calm herself. Okay, maybe those clothes weren't mine. Maybe he has a girlfriend. I mean, just because a man can't walk or see doesn't mean he can't date. But still, what were the odds? Because if they were mine, then that meant something else. It meant he didn't take them by accident. It meant he kept them, folded, saved like trophies. Like that guy from Ohio, the one who stole delicates first. Everyone laughed it off. Harmless kink, they said. Then they found the storage unit, boxes labeled by name, by date. He said it helped him remember them. Maybe that's what Ronald is doing. Maybe he needs something of mine before he can take the rest. Maybe the clothes were practice or proof. What does he want? My hair, my teeth, my hands? There was that other case. The guy who kept pieces because he thought they held memories. Said the body forgot, but the parts didn't. Lara's stomach turned. She barely slept that night. The next day, she Googled him. Ronald Collins. But there was nothing. No social media, no record. Just one obituary. But he's not dead. Wrong guy. Then she scrolled. Another Ronald Collins. A mugshot and a headline. Local man questioned in series of disappearances. She read the article twice. He'd been arrested, suspected in multiple killings, released due to lack of evidence, same age, same city, same name. Lara shut her laptop. She installed a security camera outside her door that night. A few days later, it caught something. Ronald, standing up, walking, wearing a hoodie, leaving the building. Lara didn't hesitate. She followed him. She watched him walk confidently with no cane and no hesitation. She watched him drive and enter a bar. Smile at the bartender. Same as always, Mark? What the hell? She followed him inside. This was it. Proof. She tapped on his shoulder. But when he turned, "Can I help you?" Lara stared. It wasn't Ronald. "Oh, sorry, I thought you were someone else." Lara backed away, confused. Her mind was spinning. Maybe she was overthinking it. It was 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. What was she doing, following some random guy to a random bar? She's going crazy. I need to get home. Ronald Collins wasn't blind, and he wasn't unable to walk. He never had been. He was actually a pretty ordinary guy, but his real name was Mark. He went to college and got a degree in criminal justice with a minor in public administration. He thought it would lead somewhere stable. Some government work, something secure. For a while he tried. He worked entry-level jobs, office work, paperwork, positions that sounded better than they paid. He could hold a job for a year or two, but never long enough to get ahead. Every paycheck disappeared the same way. Rent took most of it, then food, then his car, insurance, random bills that kept showing up. Life felt like paying just to exist. It started wearing him down. Hard work didn't feel noble anymore. It felt pointless. One afternoon, he visited his grandfather. They sat and talked, and Mark finally admitted how tired he was. I don't get it. I did everything right. College, jobs, still feels like I'm drowning. Because you are. Wow, thanks, Grandpa. I'm serious. World's expensive these days. Hard work doesn't stretch like it used to. So what, I just keep going till I burn out? I don't. What do you mean? Disability checks. Been on them years. You don't even leave the house. Exactly. You're doing okay though. Bills are paid. That's success these days. That part stuck. His grandfather wasn't rich, but he wasn't stressed either. His rent was covered, his healthcare was covered, his time belonged to him. Mark didn't panic or spiral. He thought. He understood how systems worked. Forms, documentations, appeals, loopholes. He knew how understaffed agencies were, how cases slipped through when paperwork looked clean enough. So he created another version of himself as Ronald Collins. An old man who died nearly 20 years ago, quiet death, no family. Mark buried the death record in clerical noise. Reactivated the identity. The man had become a second life. He was in an accident, partial blindness, limited mobility, just enough to qualify, not enough to raise alarms. He filed under a new identity, and slowly and carefully, it worked. Then the checks started coming in, the benefits, a free nurse, a free maid, no job, and no pressure. Meanwhile, his real life continued under Mark. Cash jobs, bars, dating, and freedom. Living next to Lara was never part of the plan, but once he noticed her, it became a game. She was attractive, polite, and clearly uncomfortable saying no. Borrowing things gave him access, control, and amusement. He wasn't trying to kill her. He was just enjoying how easy it was. The next day, Mark put the act back on. The cane, the wheelchair, the slow movements. He rolled himself down the hall, rehearsing it in his head. Got to convince her again. He knocked. Lara opened the door. Ronald tilted his head the wrong way and smiled. Hi, Lara. Sorry, am I at the right door? Yeah, you're good. He bumped lightly into the doorframe as he came in. I swear these hallways keep moving. Lara forced a smile. I hate to ask again, but do you have some sugar? I feel terrible bothering you so much." "It's fine, no problem." Lara handed him the sugar without hesitation. Ronald reached for it carefully, missing once, then laughing it off. See, completely useless. "It's okay." Mark slowly and awkwardly fumbled his way back toward the door, bumping into the wall, apologizing every bit there. "Thank you, really. I don't know what I'd do without you." When the door closed behind him, Lara stood still. She walked to the people. The night before, when she followed him and lost him, she'd felt relief. At least, he wasn't a killer. At least, she wasn't in immediate danger. That thought had helped her sleep. But the relief didn't last. She thought about how many times Ronald had been inside her apartment, how easily he wandered into her bedroom, how much he'd spent quietly listening to her and watching. She replayed every moment. Every time she'd handed him something without thinking. That's how it starts. The fake, helpless ones always do this. Like that guy who pretended to limp and collected teeth in jars, or the neighbor who chopped women up and kept their hands because he liked the symmetry. Borrowing sugar, asking for favors, learning schedules, testing how stupid you are. He's studying me. So, the question wasn't if something would happen. It was when, and that whether she'd be ready. That's when she got the idea. Miss Harriet, the way the old woman had seen through the lies, and had taken that cake. I have to get him before he gets me. That night, Laura poured the sugar into a different container, and she added something to it, just in case he came knocking again. "Hi, sorry to bother you. I'm your new neighbor. I kind of ran out of sugar." "Oh, it's no problem. Come in."
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.